Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Trunks Effect. Chris
and Brandman.
Okay, now we're talking about the legendary Dragon Ball movie, Broly. I'm excited because you get to see Broly for the first time.
Well, for the first time in a movie. I've seen him in the games. I've been well aware of him. Read up on his backstory like years ago. It's hard
to fucking miss. Yeah, it's pretty fucking big.
Exactly. So I'm well aware of Broly. Just never saw the movie.
Yeah. I know, it's funny. We were talking about it at work the other day, just like how tall Broly is, and you're just like, he's fucking way too big. Like, just in his like ultimate form, he's 9 foot 10 inches, something like that. It's just dumb. You're just like, he's just way too big.
Exactly. Like he's thicker than Shaq and taller than Shaq.
Yeah, he's like, it'd be like that one bit that I saw that my sister showed me a long time ago, where like Jimmy Fallon put on Shaq's coat. It'd be like that. Yeah. Broly be trying to put on Shaq's coat. Wouldn't go over his forearm because he's too fucking big. I mean, I don't know. There's not really the synopsis for the movie. I'm sure out of all of these movies, this is probably the one that everybody has seen. So basically what happens is Paragus comes to Earth. He gets Vegeta and he's like, hey, we made a new planet for you. We want you to rule it. And he's like, come with me. We're searching for the legendary Super Saiyan. We got to beat him first. Mm-hmm. And so basically just tricks him there to get him to this fake planet.
Which it's really not that hard to fake Vegeta out. Like, no, he's not as dumb as Goku, but if you just appeal to his pride, boom.
Yeah, that's this whole movie. He's just like butthurt. Like I said, Vegeta's not like this anymore. He's a little bit like it, but at least he's smarter now. Than he's not just gonna like go off and fight random people. Goku will. He'll do it all day. That's Broly. So I guess we'll get into it. So we kind of start out, Goku's with Chi-Chi. They're going to some interview,
it's a school interview
that's
for
right.
Gohan.
Yeah, I like Goku in a suit. It looks awkward. I picture him as like a bodybuilder in a suit. It's just weird to look at because he's just too big for the suit. And they're also at the same time, they're doing like some stage show, like at the same, like, because Krillin's singing and doing all this shit. I'm like, is it a talent show or something?
No, I think that they're just they're at like a festival or a picnic. Like they're doing something of the sort in the park, and Krillin just gets up and starts singing.
Yeah, he's singing in his dad clothes again. Yeah. I mean, this is just like from our last couple movies. Krillin is just dadding it up. Yeah. He's not yet. He's not dead yet, but he's prepping for it. My favorite line, and like I said, I think this is probably only in the dub. I don't know if it's in the other one, but it's when Goku gets real close to Chi-Chi, and he's like, this is the exact line. He's like, so this interview is some kind of lying contest.
Yeah, I don't think that was it.
Yeah, so that was, sometimes Dragon Ball will be funny in English, and that was one of those things he's like real close to. He's like, and it's a moment where you're like, okay, that's Goku. Schimmel delivered that well. I was happy because I was just like, because his eyes squint a little bit, and you could tell, like, okay, they knew what they had. They delivered it well, which doesn't happen too often. So I actually thought that was kind of funny. Then after the singing, I think Vegeta wants to murder Krillin. Like, he's just looking at him like, I'm going to fucking kill you. Because you keep singing. And it's bad.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's Vegeta in anything from the time he first shows up in Dragon Ball Z to Piccolo, and the first time he showed up in Dragon Ball, like everyone just wants to kill Krillin
all the time, man. Oh, it's just this movie, the next movie especially. There's a bunch of fucking dumbass people in that movie. God, I just was like, so Paragus tricks Vegeta into coming to this planet that he's calling like the new planet Vegeta, and he's like, hey, we're gonna like let you rule it, but we gotta beat this fucking legendary Super Saiyan first, and you're the only one that can do it. So he's just appealing to that Saiyan pride, and he's like, oh, you're a Saiyan also. Where the fuck did you come from, Mike? He's like, the legendary, well, I think this starts because King Kai is there also, and he's talking about the legendary Super Saiyans wrecking the galaxy because Goku's there.
Yes, because King Khan needed Goku to come to his planet and tell him about the legendary Super Saiyan, and he's wrecked the South Galaxy. Now he's going to come for the North Galaxy. Yeah, and the one way King Khan was able to get Goku was food.
Food, always. It's always food, and then there's a bit where he's looking for him, and then he's like, I don't fucking know which way south. Yeah. That's dumbass Goku, and he's like, over there, dumbass. So then we kind of do that, and then they go there. They get in the ship. They're going. Gohan's grown up a little bit, so we are in like Cell Saga territory.
He's like preteen Gohan now.
Yeah, because I don't know that we've beaten Cell yet, but in the next movie we have. Yes. So I think I think Cell is going on at this moment. So because Gohan can go Super Saiyan 2 in the next movie.
In the next movie.
This one, yeah. So it is nice to kind of see them. Like I said, if you've never watched these movies, they're intercut with like the anime, which is weird because sometimes shit happens and you're just like, there's no context for any of this shit. You're just like, oh, Gohan's like 5 years older now. What the fuck happened? Yeah. And he can go Super Saiyan 2. Oh, okay. And they kind of like one-off mention like, hey, mate, all that cool shit happened already. That's South Side. It already happened. And so they're going there, and Paragus is like, hey, this comet is coming towards them. You know, you don't really know what his plan is. You're like, all right. And then you meet Broly. He's controlling him with his headband. I was thinking it was a collar, but that's the new one. He's controlling him with the headband. I do like the look of Broly in this. Like I said, most people are probably seeing the new one. I do prefer his new look better, like in his like base form, because he's got black hair also, so it's very different. Like he's not blonde, he's black haired. He's a little more built. Like he's not super scrawny, so there isn't that like huge gap between him being super scrawny and then super big, you know? Like Broly's pretty big. He's probably about a little bigger than Goku. So like it's realistic that he gets that big, but he also doesn't get that big either. Like he's not 9'10" in the new movie. So like it was a little outlandish. Like it was a little ridiculous that he goes from like this. I like how they call him scrawny also because he's still pretty built. Like, but yeah, he just gets fucking stupid big in this movie. But so what do you think about his design? Do you like it? I mean, you've seen the new Broly design anyway.
Yeah. So I've seen like basically all the Broly designs because of either Dokkan Battle, just various artwork that I've seen, or video games like. And the base Broly design in this one, I don't mind. Like it really just sort of goes. It leads more credence to the legendary Super Saiyan being this unstoppable being.
Yeah, and I think it's good for this movie. Like it plays a little different than the newer one because like they kind of know when he's not the legendary Super Saiyan, also Broly's not that, you know. So I think him being like more built makes sense in the new one, whereas this one they're trying to deceive, so making him smaller and like very docile makes more sense in this movie. So. You've got that, and then they're going around, he's talking about Gohan, and then you see, as Gohan at this point, I think they're on the planet, right? Yes. And they run into the other little alien people.
Shamos.
Yeah, Shamos or whatever they are. And they're just like building this rubble. They're not doing anything. Yeah. This planet is destroyed already. So Gohan's there. They kick a few people's asses there, and then they kind of take them in, and then it kind of cuts back to Broly and them, and he runs into Goku. Yeah, and he's very angry at Goku.
Yes, and for once, Goku is not oblivious. Like he recognizes right away that something is not right about Broly.
Yeah, it's probably because the dumbest shit in this movie is that they were born on the same day. So he's just very angry.
Born the same day. Put beside each other.
So basically, the only reason that Broly wants to fight Goku is because he was crying,
and he wouldn't shut up.
And he wouldn't shut the fuck up. That's it. That's the crux of this movie. He's just I was like, this is real dumb. Broly's just like super mad at Cat. He's like, motherfucker, I remember when I was a baby. I don't have any memories, but somehow I remember that your ass kept me up, and my dad told me. they were a little bitch. So
exactly, which I mean, it's not as noble per se as Cooler's.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But Broly,
it works.
Yeah, Broly is a dumb character. Like when you think about I like his dynamic, but he's not the smartest person. He's just he's rage. His brain is mush.
He's the definition of a roid rage.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Broly just hates Goku. He just fucking hates him. He's one of the few people that legitimately just fucking hates Goku right away.
Join the club.
That knows him. He's the one dude who's motherfucker, I knew you from birth.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated you dead.
The Vegeta hated him.
Yeah.
Raditz hated him. Basically,
Nappa hated him.
Every single Saiyan hates Goku.
Yeah. So you kind of get that flashback, and then you get the thing where he was basically going to be unstoppable. They knew they couldn't control him. And so King Vegeta was mainly pride. He's my son's going to be better than your son. So fuck off. We're going to kill him. It is pretty dark. They stab that fucking baby. They pick him up. They're blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They shank the little Broly. And then somehow they survive in a bubble. They mentioned Frieza. And then Broly gets real angry that they're dying. So he puts them in a bubble.
But basically, sort of like Gohan's untapped power.
Yeah.
Just sort of activates as a energy shield.
Yeah, and then so Broly kind of has a little moment where he breaks out a little bit. He gets mad. He's starting to fight, and then that's when Goku's trying to tell Vegeta hey, motherfucker, this dude's gonna kill us. And Vegeta's not getting it. He just wants to fight. Whatever. He's being dumb. And then Roshi acts a fool
because he's still drunk.
Yeah, he's sick or whatever. I don't know.
No, drunk.
Okay, so in this one, he is not. In the dub, he's not. He's sick.
He got drunk at that bit.
Yeah, he's clearly drunk, and then they twist it to where he's sick. They don't say drunk. They just say he's sick. He's still sick. Yeah. So he's putting all those masks and shit like that. Broly then starts wrecking the planet.
Because that's what Broly does.
And then Gohan's there. He's trying to fight Broly. I don't know why. That's the one time Gohan's being dumb. Dude, your dad can barely beat him. You need to calm the fuck down. And then, of course, Piccolo shows up. Great dad shows up right at the right minute, And I'm just why are you here, Piccolo? Did you sense Gohan was in trouble? He's just
it's his dad instincts.
Yeah, it's dad instinct. Piccolo is the greatest plot device ever.
Gohan's in trouble. Send in Piccolo.
That's what I said. I said Dad Piccolo shows up, of course, and then that's really basically all my notes for this movie, because then it's just fighting. After that, it's just Broly fighting, and then of course everybody's got to give energy to Goku, of course. So that's basically the movie, and then they fight. Paragus goes thinking the headband's broken, and that little octopus dude's nah, it's not broken. Yeah. It's fine. You just can't control Broly anymore. So he basically just breaks out of that shit and then fights all of them, and then Piccolo's there, Gohan's there,
Goku does a Kamehameha at point blank range, and it does no damage.
Nothing to him. Yeah.
Broly just laughs it off.
Yeah, and so it's good. He does do it's hard to talk about. We'll probably eventually. It'll be easier once we get to the other Broly movie to kind of do some comparisons. But he does do the bending of reality a little bit there. Obviously it's way cooler in the new one because just obviously animation's way better. So he's crashing through glass and shit through dimensions. But he does a little bit of that when you see him kind of sucking in his power. But
and then after the Z fighters sort of gave Goku their energy, so sort of felt like Goku got to Super Saiyan 2 just without them calling it that, because Gohan's the first one.
Yeah, to get it. Yeah, like I said, this is where you can tell it. Like I said, they have these parameters. They're hey, this is gonna happen. You can't do that shit.
And I think them That's the only reason why like Goku attained another level, because Broly is now scared of Goku at the end. Like he's scared of his power.
Yeah. So obviously I forgot the date in the very beginning, but this is 93. Yeah. So we're into 93 now. But yeah, I mean, that's my thought. So what do you, like I said, I guess we should preface this by saying, I know we've been talking about villains and stuff like that and rankings and stuff like that. So we will, after all this is concluded, we will do a tier ranking of the movies and we will do a tier ranking of villains. So if it gets very confusing while you're listening to this, we realize that also. So we're going to separate that into a different villain. We're still going to talk about it in these, but like the ultimate comparisons will be in that. So we can actually think about our process and remember like, wait, who is it before who? Like people have still to fuck about it.
Yeah.
So where would you rank Broly right now? I mean, so right now Cooler's at the top. So you think he's better than Cooler?
I'd say he's better than Cooler, because to have a Ka afraid of you, mm-hmm. like that's pretty damn powerful.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean he's a fun villain for me. Like I said, I think, as everybody knows, I think they took what was good about this and like, rejiggered it and put it in its place in the new one, and then so now that's why I think he's way better. But I mean, you have to remember Toriyama didn't make any of these people either, so it's kind of, I think it was he's an interesting villain where it's like he got to get made, and then Toriyama was like, okay, well you did okay, and then I'm gonna take it, and then you also have like 20 years of time, and then you get to make it and refine it. That hasn't happened, really. So I mean, we've gotten to see that with Frieza over time, but Toriyama made Frieza, so I mean, it's that's the only time that's kind of happened. So yeah, I do like Broly. I mean, this movie's fun. It's not, I don't think there are really any bad parts about, other than the very beginning, which are fun, Yeah,
I mean, but really about my only negatives is the coloring. Like at least in the sub, there's several moments in the movie where the coloring is like paler than regular, and so I had to knock it some for that, just because it's very noticeable. Yeah, and then there is more Oolong.
See what we talked about Oolong the last time. I don't even remember he's in this movie. I have blocked him out completely, man.
See, but so Oolong's almost like a neutral in this movie for me, because yes, there's more Oolong, but because Roshi is acting such a fool, Oolong hits him in the head with a hammer.
That's the thing. If you're gonna put Oolong in this movie, you got to have somebody act more ridiculous than Oolong, so Oolong seems fine.
Yeah, and that was Roshi. Oolong hit him that hits Roshi in the head with a hammer, mallet, whatever, and basically. Yeah, and it gets Roshi to his hangover.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, overall, I mean, he's probably like, it's hard. I get, again, because I'm trying to think about it in context of this movie. So, for me, I think he's probably, I enjoy him as much as Cooler. I mean, he talks a fucking lot. So that is the only difference, is that in the new Broly does not talk that much, and I think that's probably better. I think Broly talks too fucking much, like. He's big and he's raging out. I don't know that he would be that like coherent to talk. And that's kind of what they get after in the new one, is that like, yeah, his brain is fucking mush because he can't control all that, but it seems like he's more coherent when he's like raging out. So it's just, I think it's always the disconnect for me, is that I'm like, I don't know. He's fine. That's the only part I think I like about the newer one. Than that is like, he doesn't talk because he lived alone and he only lived with his dad. So who the fuck would he talk to? But now he's like calling people out and he's got all these one-liners, and I'm just like, it's a bit odd and a disconnect because he doesn't really talk ever. And all of a sudden, as soon as he rages out, he's like talking shit about Goku, and I'm just like, that's the only thing I think they've done better in the new one, is that like when he berserks out, yeah, he would not be conscious enough to like speak to somebody because he's like raging out. He's not under control. So I think that's the only thing I like is a negative for me, but that's only in comparison to the new one. In this movie, it's fine. I even forgot he talked that much. In watching this, I was like, because I remember like Broly like not talking that much, and then I was watching this like, holy shit, he talks a fucking lot in this movie. Like I didn't remember it, but it's fine. I enjoy this movie. So Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the more fun movies of the bunch. It's definitely one of the better movies out of these movies. Like, you know.
Because not only is there an actual plot, which isn't in a lot of these movies.
No.
But the plot has a couple of subplots as well.
There's multiple things going on. And I think you do get some good character stuff in this. You get some stuff with Vegeta where it's like, that is Vegeta's character. So you get some stuff from the anime in this, which you normally don't do.
Yeah. And for once, like where we see the Vegeta like visibly shook and like
he does not want to fight that motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's like, nah, I'm good.
He is 100% terrified.
Yeah, and so that's you got King Kai that's worried. You got him. Even in the next movie, King Kai is fucking worried. I mean, King Kai is just being a little bitch. These 2 movies, I don't know what he's doing, but
but then you even have but Paragus, like he has some good things like him. He did not want to kill his son for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So he's doing the only thing he knows how to do, and that's control him.
Yeah, and I mean I guess that's one thing we didn't mention too is that like I said I think they do this better in the new one too is that you get to see like more of Broly's pain. In this one, I mean he's just kind of beating people up, so you don't get to see a lot of that. Where that's more nuanced in the new one, where you actually get like, oh yeah, his dad's literally just abusing him and using him for his own gain because he's like his whole goal is to like subjugate Broly to take over Earth, but he's got to take out Goku, Vegeta first. He's got to take them out so that way they can take it over.
And that is actually another positive because the movie gives a good reason for why they are not on Earth.
Yeah, it's good.
They moved to this new planet Vegeta.
Well, good. They know he's going to wreck it.
Exactly. Yeah, because Paragus wants to rule from Earth.
Yeah, and that's where the comet comes in the play. I know we didn't mention that. It's like that comet's coming to collide with this planet, so they just think like, okay, we'll just kill him and then we'll be out. Yeah. And like, it's not a great plan, but they thought it out. Like, you know, the thought that they went and got Vegeta. They didn't know Goku was going to come, but they went and got Vegeta, brought him there, kind of tricked him, and then we're like, hey, we're just going to kill this dude. Because you and Goku, and then they knew kind of they'd probably come after that. So it's a good little story. I think, like I said, it's good. It's going to get worse from here. So, after these 2, you got 2 back-to-back Broly movies. It's just, whew.
Well, can we call one of them a Broly movie?
They're on the same fucking disc. That's how bad they are. That's how short they are also. They're on the same disc. I was pulling it out today because I was like, okay, well, I was editing some videos and I was like, maybe I'm going to watch The Second Coming of Broly. And then I was like, wait, these are on the same fucking disc? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. They're super short and bad. So that's going to be a fun 2-parter next time, you know? Like, I'm ready to get to those. Those are Bio Broly's upon us. We've been talking about that shit for like a month. But that's all I got. Right. I don't know.
So your rating?
Like I said, these may all change, but I'll probably give like 6, 5 out of 7. I think that's kind of where I'm at. It's a more enjoyable movie. It has a plot, so which most of these movies don't. So 5 or 6 for me. 5.5.
And I was right there with you. I was at a 5. Yeah. Like, is it the best movie I've seen so far? Yes. Is it a perfect movie? No. Like, in order for you to get a 6 or a 7 out of me, it's going to have to be like a damn perfect movie.
Yeah. I don't know what's there for me. Broly may be there for me. I have to rewatch Battle of Gods because it's weird for me because Battle of Gods, people like glorious and gush and like way overhype Battle of Gods, and I remember Battle of Gods, but I think part of that is just because it came back. So I think there's a lot of like Dragon Ball coming back mixed in with that. I mean, regular definitely.
Yeah, like what I remember from that, like it might be in this realm, but maybe not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I think I had way more fun with Broly. So even though like Battle of Gods may be a better movie because they're just fighting and that, like that shit's way cooler than Battle of Gods. I mean that's all I got. And then next week, next episode it'll be BoJack Unbound.
Woo!
I mean that's all I got. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.